So, oh wait, no, which one is it? Which one was the really good one?
There isn't one about feeders, don't worry.
No, that's not what I'm after. Was it this one? There was this. Yeah, no, it might be this one. The one where it takes you to heaven.
Yes, I think it might be. It does remind me of a TV show called My £600 Life or something, which was on a TV channel called TLC, which was deliciously ironic in its own way. And yeah, the idea was like someone was like, I got really big, and the husband basically admitted to being a feeder, and it was like, as part of this, I'm going to have to leave him.
Oh, so we're continuing this on from the last video, okay?
Yeah, after Teal gave me an out, I'm back. Fuck you and you're out, Teal.
That's
we're back
fine.
Into feeders.
All right, cool. I'm okay with this.
But it was like it's just horrifying to see. It's like it's just another form of abuse.
It's very weird.
But you can't like as the chocolate shop like.
No, you can't interject and be like, hey, I think you're eating too much. That's like way too rude.
I know these chocolates are fucking delicious,
and oh boy, they are.
Yeah.
And I had to say it to myself. Like, Teal, I think you're eating too much ice cream. You're spending like £10 a week on ice cream here. You've got to stop. That's a problem.
You had a mini intervention.
I did it for a long time. I got significantly bigger as a result. It was weird. It was just like, oh, but I can't. This is so good.
I was gonna say there isn't much of you to get significantly bigger,
There was. Like the thing is, you don't see like the fat, but like I don't like when I get fatter. It's not like all of me gets wider. It's the belly specifically more.
Yeah, I mean the belly's the worst place to carry because that's why I get it, but it's also thighs. I mean it's not fun. And then you get chub rub, and chub rub is a fucking nightmare. Out to end a conversation. Hey, talk to me about chub rub.
I just can't stop thinking about King Chug Chug and his chub rub.
King Chug Chug and his chub rub.
That sounds horrible. But King Chug Chug is just a monstrosity in The Sims. Like, until Squid streamed Sims games, I had no idea. They're so fucking weird.
Yeah, I reckon the teams got given a lot of latitude to do whatever they wanted.
They're great. They're really cool to see.
Especially some of the obscure ones like that. I mean, Squid is open mine eyes to a lot of creepy, crazy Sims games. Just creepy, crazy games anyway. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know Dog's life, and where would my life be without Dog's life? And obviously, by comparison, Squid. So, I got the wrong word wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like like The Sims. Even the PSP game for Sims 2 is completely different from the DS game and stuff. And just like, but they're so weird still. Just like, okay, I have massive respect for this. I'm really confused, but I have so much respect for it.
Yep.
Oh,
I was trying to look at what if I've got something I've spent too much money on the last couple of hours. Look, because I got this thing called Yolt, which like basically organizes all my transactions into like amounts, makes it easier, so I can see that. For example, 1 month I spent £119 at Sainsbury's, for example, because of petrol. But like or stuff like that, like, and it's pretty good. Like 1 month I spent £66 at Wagamama's at 3 separate occasions. Oh boy, why did I do that? Like
maybe you were going out with people, socializing.
Yeah, or like I spent.
Oh no! Oh my god! I'm alive.
That was one.
Yeah, I did it.
Something there.
I'm alive for now.
Oh, I spent £34 at like three trips to Five Guys. Murder me now, or even worse, over the course of the month, the last month, which is I'm not proud of, by the way. This is this is shame. Hear me, shame.
Okay.
It was £66 at Wagamama's, 47 at Pizza Hut. Something at Five Guys, some more at KFC, McDonald's, and something at Subway.
I see. Well,
help me.
It's all right. When you come visit, we'll go to proper restaurants.
To be fair, that month I think I was doing a lot of like traveling around and meeting people in different locations. So when you end up with an expensive month,
I mean, it happens. Like it's all right as long as you don't spiral and do it every month. It's all good.
Yeah, I know that's the big thing, isn't it? Not to eat out every month.
But I mean, like I personally don't mind cooking. So it's just like
Oh, I like cooking. I just like to have the ingredients in and. Being still at the parents' house, it is difficult to do that. which is why it's moving out is imperative. This is the difficult thing though, like the rent for most places I could get would also mean that I wouldn't be able to save anything or very much.
Right, yeah.
So moving into my own property is like even less of an idea, but I just want my own house.
Yeah, I know that.
I want my own garden to do with whatever I want. I want my own house so I can start doing like DIY, so I can create like a little well, just a little paradise in my own house.
That'd be nice.
We went
go
to
for the lights this time.
No, because that's nearly costs one.
It's fine. I don't need it all the time. But yeah,
this is a remix.
Yeah, it's. I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the.
I think it's my favorite theme in the game.
The synth is really good.
It's a tie between this and Specter's theme.
Specter's theme doesn't do much for me.
I really like his theme. I'm hoping it's part of the true final boss because it wasn't in the normal one and it's real good. So
yeah, I think to be honest, Ape Escape 3's endgame is what sort of lets it down a little bit. It's not quite as good as like Ape Escape 1's endgame.
I don't know. I think the final level is really good. I loved the final level. It was challenging and it did a lot. It did a lot of good for me.
It did, but here's the thing, right? I thought the same thing, but I did not remember most of that level. And when someone else in the comments said the same thing, like I played this game 100%, but I couldn't remember it. And I think because it has so many different bits, it has no overarching identity.
I suppose also it doesn't really feel like a space station when so many levels of the game have had like themes similar. The TV station has a section like that, or.
And you know the crazy thing is like Specterland, one of the best last levels that is so long. Like you go through so many different individual places. It still has an identity, and it has identities that I can remember, even though there's like 8 of them. You know, you've got the theme park where you've got the racing, the Wild West, the ghost bit, the other bit that I can't remember. The race. No, there was a fourth one. No, it was.
You're gonna say the racist section?
Yes, it was the circus section. And then you've got, the big section which is a crater. And then you go up and you've got this floating section where you've got like a mechanical underground section, and another bit that again then you've got this weird inside the castle where you've got sort of like block-colored walls and then you go up like you're outside and you've got all this huge space to see with rollers and things you've got to like get across, and you get higher and higher. It's just so well. It feels like you're progressing to something.
Yeah.
It feels like you're moving up and up because you start off on the ground and you end up so high in space, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking great. It gets me so hyped.
It is a really good level.
And Ape Escape 2 was like, oh guys, we got a space station, but guess what? It looks like the same as the last level. And Ape Escape 3 is like, we got a space station, but it's the same as before, but it's in the shape of a tanuki head.
I think the problem with this game is because every level feels so varied, it's kind of impossible to make something that feels unique. Because the whole game is unique.
Don't get me wrong, this level, I like this level.
Yeah, this level's fucking phenomenal.
But it gives you it gives you like a progression that you feel like you can move through. Whereas the last level didn't really feel like that. It's, oh, now there's lava. Oh, now there's this. You didn't get the sense that you were moving through and up something as much as you have previously.
Well, I felt like I was moving up.
Yeah, but not... I mean, granted, you can't really top the Ape Escape 1's final area because it is just... You start off in a fairground and you end up, like, in space, in a battle, in a castle, against a big robotman. Oh, I can see a little target there.
What little target? What?
You keep turning around. You'll see it eventually.
Oh, so there is. Yes, thank you.
It's okay, I just caught it out of the corner of my eye.
I did not see that in the slightest.
And I think that's what makes... I think that's why when people say which is your favourite Ape Escape, I almost have to say 1, and it isn't... Like, Ape Escape 3 adds all these cool personas and this cool stuff, but it's not... It's just not got that Shazam.
I'm surprised that hit, but I won't complain.
Yeah, I was. You were, like, on the edge of that hitbox.
Yeah, no, I know. I see what you mean. Yeah. It's... I just, I don't know. I just really like... Oh, it's a centaur. Huh, that's rad. Wrong thing. Oh, Centaurus. Nice.
Nice, good.
Yeah, good I really enjoy this game though. It's fun.
This game's fun to play. Like, it's really fun to play, but like in terms of like epic final levels, it's not there.
I think it's unfair to say it's not an epic final level. I think it's an epic final level. It's just not a memorable one in terms of its theming. I think in terms of its design, it's great.
I mean, yes, but like you want that level to be memorable. Like, off the top of the head, what's a couple of memorable final endgame levels that you can remember?
Like Kingdom Hearts.
Which one?
Honestly, one.
Okay.
I love the end of the world.
Yeah, the end of the world's great. The trip up to the end of the world through the gummy route as well is pretty rad.
Yeah, it's the fact that the music changes as well. It's
yes.
really, it's a memorable, like, oh, this is the end. I'm also gonna, without spoiling why, I'm also gonna say Kingdom Hearts 3 for the same sort of reason. Like, everything in that final area is just so cool.
I'm gonna hard disagree with you.
It really interesting.
Yeah. I don't think it even came close to like touching Kingdom Hearts 2 level of good.
Fair enough. I love every boss battle in it, and I love the theming of making you feel alone.
I think to be honest, like one does a good job of doing that.
Oh, it does for sure. It is here, isn't it? Yeah. That took a while to find.
Yep. What I mean, let's think about another final area. Like, to be honest, part of me just goes to like.
I'm gonna say a weird one, because like no one will. I feel like no one will see what I mean. But the final level for Crash Wrath of Cortex, and that's a very like wait, Crash Wrath of Cortex, the quote unquote bad one. But like, Wrath of Cortex isn't bad. It just it has a lot of levels which are flawed. And it has long loading, but I think the levels which are good are really, really good. And the level 25 is just like an onslaught of pain, and it's really cool to play.
I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but mine, like one of my probably like favorite sort of end game areas, has got to be like the final area, the final dungeon segment of the Heavensward of the Dragon Song era. Like, without spoiling it, in Final Fantasy XIV, there's a period where you go to a new place, somewhere that you previously have not been able to seen before. You find there's a War of the Dragons that's been going on for thousands of years, you know, and it's like the culmination of that war, the music, like the build up to it is just fantastic, and you get that with actually quite a lot of 14. Like, there's some really good build ups and some really good. Maybe not final dungeons, but final areas that are really good. And which is weird that I keep putting MMOs on this list, but oh boy, 14's got that good. I'm trying to think of things that aren't 14, but that's who I am now.
I'm trying to think what else is really, really good.
Let me just walk over to my game section. Give me a few.
You know what? Actually, Rayman 2 is pretty cool.
That's a bit of an odd one.
Because like Rayman 2 is. Like, you spent all this time, like, seeing the pirates as prison, like, it gathering every prisoner in the land. The slave count goes up and higher. Even though you're still taking down the pirates, they're still around. They're still capturing more people. They're still making people slaves. And the final level is the prison ship. And you just go through this onslaught of the prison ship collapsing, and you flying through it, and then you, at the end of it, free them all. It's just like, no, that's really cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, everything is actually led up to that, and then the final boss is Razorbeard on the top of the prison ship. It's just like, no, everything we've been working towards has been leading to saving everyone, and you actually do it, and it's rad. That works well.
I wish I could say Xenosaga 1, but it's got such a good story, but the dungeon leading up to it isn't great.
Oh, really?
And there's a few other things as well. But anyway. Xenosaga.
Well, if only you could finish that game.
If only Twitch would allow me to finish that. Anyone would allow me to finish.
Oh well, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You've got Ape Escape 3 and Nier and Dream Daddy. Will you be my Dream Daddy?
I mean, aren't I always?